Okay, so this is kind of an intro video to all of the 10 parts that I filmed for basic math in Chemistry 2. So if you're coming here, you are really struggling with math. You may have come from a community college, you may have been not had any kind of math in several years, felt like you were never good at math, always struggled with it, maybe you have some learning issues. It's all okay. We start from super duper basics and we work our way up. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. First and foremost, I need to address this issue. For whatever reason, in my videos, I kept using the word constant instead of the correct word, coefficient. So a coefficient is a number or a symbol that multiplies a variable or a term. And you'll know what I mean because I say the word constant all the way throughout the videos. I went back and watched all the videos and I'm like, good God. Anyway, address that. All right, here are all the different parts and what I'm covering in each part. So part 1, super basic. What is a term? What is a variable? Introduction to super basic, what you might introduce in 4th or 5th grade for substitution. Okay, we're talking, oh my God, basics. All right, so introduction to substitution. We're doing whole number fractions, what the word reciprocal means when we're talking about fractions and whole numbers. And we're visiting a concept that I call playing with positives. All right, part 2, we're doing more stuff with positives and negatives. We are learning the language of math. All right, this is how to write math correctly, how to follow through with each step, and that way you can keep track of it in your mind, keep track of it on your paper, and you're not going to lose things. Subtracting negatives, dependent versus independent variables. Number 3, what is an equation versus what is an expression? They're two different things. We're going to start talking about the bare minimum of what distribution is, the bare minimum of what factoring is, and an introduction, and when I say introduction, I mean introduction, to cancellation. Number 4, order of operations. This is PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. The order in which you need to perform certain tasks throughout an equation. All right. Number 5 is solving an equation, and that's solving an equation for a variable, all right, or a term. I call them terms throughout this series. Variable and term are interchangeable. All right. Part 6, solving for 2 or more variables. How you do that. And again, super basic. Like when you very first learn it in school, the bare minimum basics of how you do that. Part 7, the power property of logarithms. Why we need it, how to perform it, because you will need it for this class in Chemistry 2, okay? And having fun with units. Units seem to be a problem for people in my class, and how the powers of units change when they're on the denominator versus the numerator. So we're talking about that. in part 7. Part 8 is units continued because I had technical difficulties with my camera and it died halfway through. So that's continued from part 7. And then parts 9 and 10 are the equation of a line, because you will actually need that in this class, slope, and graphs and quadrants of a graph, all right? So this is, again, 2 parts because I had technical difficulties again. I'm struggling with the power on my camera. All right, that's kind of an intro of what we're gonna be covering. After parts 9 and 10, we're gonna go through and actually cover different topics and problems that people in this particular class, this particular Chemistry 2 class at University of Southern Mississippi, are really struggling with. So we'll go through some of those step by step by step by step, one at a time. That's the plan. All right, these are the basic math though. This is like, if you know these ideas, then you will be fine. You just need to work on expanding these ideas. All right? All right.